Welcome to episode 1, Why Learn AI Now? This lesson begins with a practical question: how can AI help us move from hesitation to action? We will look at 4 everyday activities: writing, planning, creating, and reviewing, and see how AI can support each one. The goal is not to learn technology for its own sake. It is to use AI as a practical tool while keeping human judgment in control. This roadmap shows the complete 12-episode course. We begin by understanding why AI matters and what it can do. We then move into ChatGPT, better prompts, the CRED framework, standards and feedback, practical applications, and role-based AI agents. The final episodes connect those agents into an operating system and provide tools for continued practice. Each lesson builds on the one before it, so today's foundation will support the practical work that follows. AI is no longer a distant technology used only by specialists. It is already helping people translate information, improve writing, organize work, create images, respond to customers, and produce content. These are ordinary tasks that appear in many jobs and small businesses. The important change is accessibility. People can now describe what they need in everyday language and receive a draft they can evaluate and improve. The best place to begin is not a list of AI features. Begin with work that feels stuck. Perhaps computers feel difficult and you do not know where to start. Perhaps online selling feels overwhelming because you are unsure what to write first. Or perhaps social media takes too much time because your ideas are not organized. These are 3 different problems, but they share one useful starting point: identify the real obstacle before choosing the tool. Once the task is clear, keep the working relationship simple. Ask AI clearly, receive a draft, judge the result, and then revise or apply it. The arrows on this slide show a cycle rather than a one-time command. AI helps you begin and gives you material to work with, but you remain responsible for the direction, the review, and the final decision. This comparison separates 3 roles. Earlier technology often required people to learn menus and functions before they could begin. Today's AI tools allow us to start by stating a purpose and then refining a draft through conversation. But the human role has not disappeared. People still choose the goal, check accuracy, and apply judgment. The machine accelerates the work, the person defines the purpose, standards, and responsibility. To understand why this change matters, consider the old starting point. Many software tools required users to learn the program, remember commands, find the correct menu, and then build from a blank page. For beginners, that technical starting barrier could feel harder than the task itself. Valuable ideas often remained unused because the user could not get past the interface. The new starting point is different. You can state the purpose in plain language, receive initial direction, refine what matters, and then use the result in real work. Notice that this is still a process. You do not need a perfect first question, but you do need to review the answer and continue the conversation until the result becomes useful. AI can organize information, prepare a draft, suggest options, and compare alternatives. Those capabilities can save time, but they do not transfer responsibility to the system. People must set the goal, verify important facts, make the decision, and accept responsibility for the outcome. Useful AI work always includes human review, especially when the result affects customers, money, health, safety, or reputation. So why should we learn AI? Because it can help turn experience into usable output. It can make it easier to begin, Save time on repetitive work, organize ideas, and produce a draft that can be reviewed. The center of the slide represents the working result, not an automatic final answer, but a useful starting point that helps transform what you know into something you can improve and use. A useful request gives AI 5 kinds of information. First, explain the purpose. What are you trying to accomplish? Next, provide the material AI should use, such as facts, notes, examples, or files. Describe the output you want, including its format. Add any conditions, such as tone, length, limits, or cautions. Finally, request the most useful version possible, knowing that you will still review it. These elements reduce unnecessary guessing and make revision much easier. Now apply the lesson to one real task. In the first box, write the task that repeatedly slows you down. In the second, list the material you can provide, perhaps notes, examples, files, or facts. In the third, identify the result you want back, such as a draft, table, plan, message, or checklist. In the final box, record what you must review, including accuracy, tone, safety, and suitability. Use your real work rather than inventing an example simply to complete the slide. Before moving to episode 2, use one idea from this lesson today. Choose a small task, ask AI for a draft, and then review and revise the result. That short cycle will teach you more than memorizing a long list of features. In the next episode, we will build a clear and practical understanding of what artificial intelligence is. The QR code opens the Amazon page for the optional English companion guide.